love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be.
Beyond
I'll
ATC
spread my
Connected.
wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drums begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light.
Hello everyone, welcome back. So this is a very unscheduled flight back to Europe, as I need to go back to Europe. And as you remember, last flight we were in South Africa. But unfortunately I need to go back to Europe. So instead of going out of Cape Town to another African destination, I'm forced to perform the flight back to Europe. So I'm going back to Frankfurt, and I need to take the A340-600 again because it's the only aircraft capable of performing this flight. I also have the 777-200LR that I could use, as well as the A350 or the A340-300, but unfortunately only this very plane you're looking at has the feature to jump ahead, teleport itself. So we don't. I can do maximum 4 times time compression. If I was to perform this flight, which is about 11 hours, 10 to 11 hours, that will still be something like 3 hours of real time, and ain't nobody got time for that. Resurrecting that old meme. So I prefer to take this plane. I could also take the 321 Neo with the 3 ACTs, so I would be able to go back. But that would not be realistic, because it's still beyond range for the A321 Neo. It's still very, very far. We probably could do it with probably an overnight, but let's not do that. All right. Let's go back, let's go inside the cockpit, and here we are. And so our flight today will be pretty standard, just like the previous flight all the way down here. We'll perform a takeoff, go to cruise, and when in cruise we'll jump ahead to to accomplish our step climbs, and then we will accelerate towards Europe. So hopefully I'll be doing this below 3 hours, maybe 2-hour flight in real time. This flight in general would be about 10 hours. But let's not do that, please. All right, start up. There we go. Just need to make this cockpit a little warmer. I always get a little jump scare when I start this plane because yeah, it would. I would need an overnight Trexie. And by the way, hello Trexie and welcome. Hello Andrew. Andrew, you have other business to attend. That's fine. No need to stay. So yeah, the 321neo would make it, but we would need to stop halfway, probably Nigeria or something, and then continue on with the next flight. So this one is pretty much straightforward and going back to Frankfurt, even though we have to time accelerate it. All right, here we go. So nav data is up to date. Let's go to the FMS. This is where we were at. Let's go to initiation request. Let's go to ETSU, AOC, flight initiation. Also, departing AT is probably not available, but we'll still try. Right, let's go back here. So we got our flight initiation completed. We're going from Cape Town to Frankfurt, and the alternate is Munich. We got DLH, that's Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy. Our cost index will be 180. Whoa. Our cruise flight initial will be flight level 330. Let's request winds. Too fast. This takes a moment to get via uplink, but no one's complaining. Alright, cockpit pre-flight checklist. Parking brake is on. Flaps are up. Spoilers retracted and disarmed. Weather radar off. Predictive wind shear off. Engine master switch is all off. Engine mode select is set to normal. Thrust levers are on idle. Gear is down. And our windshield wipers are both off. Cockpit pre-flight checklist complete. Alright, this is too bright for me. So the integrated light should be as is, little low, and this one a little brighter, this one a little brighter as well, these two brighter, should be halfway, at least in general. That's the way I like it. Let's turn on the console light to dim. Alright, let's go here and bring up our flight plan. So here we are, Lufthansa 346 X-ray, Cape Town to Frankfurt Main. We have a cost index of 180. That's really interesting. And we are going to make a step climb, actually several step climbs, out of flight level 330 out of Cape Town, then Attitude 340, then LICAT 360, Oracle 380, BOD back to 370. Well, that's not going to happen. But we are going to Kairos at 390. So just like yesterday, and we're going to make these jumps, step climb, then jump, then step climb. In order not to make this too boring, I'm going to make a step climb to LICAT and jump to 360, then make a jump to Kairos to 390, and we shall remain there until we reach Frankfurt. Now, in real life, the pilots would need to follow this as closely as they could, because that messes with your fuel prediction as well as winds aloft. So winds over altitude. So it could happen that at BOD, the flight level 380 is susceptible to strong winds, and you need to descend one level lower. It also happens that between these flight levels, sometimes we go from even numbers to odd numbers. So this is probably what's going to happen in BOD. That's why we need then to climb to 390. We can climb to 400 apparently. So yeah, this should be followed closely, but we'll make some jumping around in order to accomplish that. So let's prep our flight now. Battery 1 and 2 is on. Battery 1 and 2 and APU battery. External power is on. Accumulator brake pressure is set on green. Oh, thank you, Drexy. Thank you very much. Cockpit lights as required. Instrument lights, we have just adjusted those. APU fire test. So, fire buttons, squib, master warning, ECAM status, as well as ECAM page tested. Crew supply to on. Let's go to ground. Let's call GSX, tell them to load the plane.
Boarding requested.
Let's set, now that the passengers are coming in, let's put these on. ADIRS, CVR test. Nice. Set nav 1, nav 2, and nav 3. Open aft. So this has got to be the cargo. Still not properly integrated. They should open automatically. Alright, all cargo doors being open. There they go. Let's also open door 1 Lima. There it is. This plane usually boards in Lima 2, but we saw yesterday that Flight Simulator just doesn't care. It always looks from L1, so might as well make a just oblige. ADIR set to nav, external lights wing, nav and logo set. Emergency exit lights are already set. Annunciator lights. Let's just verify all lights work. This is a bit useless if you don't have any faults programmed, but still we do it for the fun of it because it looks really pretty. Probe and window heat set on to auto as is. APU not available. AC temperatures as required. Let's go for ECAM page set to, whoops, open door 2L. So see, it still requests me to open that door even though there's no bridge there. Oh well. Really not working as intended. Alright, so let's go to DC page. Battery 1, battery 2, and APU bat. Let's start with battery 1. Battery is off. Off. Turn it back on. And there it is, amps reducing. Let's go to bat 2. Bat 2 off. And off. Back on. And on. APU battery set to off. And off, back on, and on. So, test concluded. Fuel pumps are off. Let's perform the fire test. All 4 buttons, all 8 squibs, master warning, ECAM status, and pedestal. And the light was on behind this, but we get the point. Flight directors 1 and 2 are set to on. EVs set to constrain and arc 10. Constrain and arc 10. We need to turn these on. They were all in ADF for some reason. Alright, let's go now for the MCDU data while we wait for the boarding and for the... Boa noite, Ângelo, desculpa. Boa noite e bem-vindo. Welcome, Ângelo. Let's go to our departure. And let's listen to our ATs first. We don't actually need to listen to ATs because we got digital ATs. So we have 2013 Zulu, actually pretty close. Wind 215 at 13, KVOC, temperature 20, dew point 14, QNH 1014, runway 19 are in use. Transition to flight level 080. This is what I usually do. Acknowledge received information Zulu and advise aircraft type on first contact. We cannot do that because this plane does not have, unfortunately, data link to Beyond ATC, so we cannot perform that type of acknowledgement. So let's go to our frequencies, call clearance, and request IFR.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, ready to pick up IFR clearance to Frankfurt Main Airport.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, Cape Town delivery, expect runway 19, climb 6,000 feet on runway centerline, then expect radar vectors codes. Squawk 5434.
Expect runway 19, climb 6,000 feet on runway centerline, then expect radar vectors codes. Squawk 5434. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, read correct. Contact ground 121.9 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.9 when ready. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
So we're going to get a discontinuity because they told us they're going to give us radar vectors for codes. I'm not sure that's how the procedure goes. There used to be an issue with Beyond ATC and stars, but apparently the SIDs sometimes don't work either, so need to check on this, but we're good. So this is our flight for today. As you can see, we're going to cross almost all of Africa to the north. A pretty straightforward flight. We're expecting this to take in real life approximately 10 hours and a half, more or less, depending on winds. But we're going to make some nice jumps in time, so don't worry about timing. So yeah, so we are being loaded currently, and as you saw last flight, this passenger capacity is not realistic. I mean, it is realistic for the plane, just not for GSX for some reason. It doesn't take in, so it says here it's always loading 297 passengers. You guys probably can see it, but there's a GSX. We can see it here. I can show you here. So you see, it only loads 297 passengers on this plane for some reason, when it should load 341. So and more, because this plane can take I don't know, 400 plus. So this is weird. So when GSX ends its passenger loading, we will just apply these to these loads and get the proper weights. So yeah, GSX being GSX, I'm afraid it's between the plane and GSX itself. I'm not sure who's at fault here, but not good. Alright, we are still waiting for IRS alignment. So we got our fire clearance, IRS align is still undergoing, flight plan has been reviewed, and squawk has been set. So cockpit preparation complete. Oh, the CRJ does so. Yeah. Well, Drexy, I've been both places, and I would say I understand why Berlin is the capital, because it's always been the capital, and it has a very historical weight. And Frankfurt, for me, it felt like a more Americanized city. Not anymore, not as much as it was before. So I would say Berlin is fitting. It's a very beautiful city. It's incredible to see both sides. Well, there's no longer sides, but where the Berlin Wall used to be, you can cross between what used to be RDA and RFA, and well, Democratic Republic of Germany, DRG, well, I'm thinking in Portuguese, but you can cross between the previous republic and the Democratic Republic and the Federal Republic, and you will see the different architecture from the American side or the Western side and the Eastern side or the more Soviet side. And it's amazing to see, and it's amazing to visit all those amazing places. It operates wide bodies from not just from Berlin. It also operates from Frankfurt and Düsseldorf. I think only Hamburg. No, there's one major airport that only operates mid-size. Not sure if it's Hamburg. One of those. But I flew in and out of Munich with heavy planes, wide bodies in real life, so, and Frankfurt as well. I flew out of Frankfurt in an A300 back in the day, so still waiting for GSX to conclude loading. We're pretty much GPS primary, so now we have concluded cockpit preparation. So you see here the flight plan looks like it ends here. That's because we're going to need vectors to go to the first waypoint on our route, which should be somewhere north that we can't see because it's probably way too far. Now there it is, Codies. So we're going to take off and then vectored to the departure point. Really, Dassault? But your name, I would think you would be French, because Dassault is French. Could have fooled me. So, Cape Town is... Oh, our cargo has been loaded. See, Cape Town is pretty much all. These are some white aircraft. Not sure what these are supposed to be. Probably a missing texture. It just adds a white texture. I don't have all the airlines installed. I only have mainly European liveries or liveries. Some airlines may not be present here. But I did install this one, Fly Sapphire. Weird. One missing here. There's South African Airways MD-80. Oh, by the way, this is the retro Lufthansa livery, which I like very much. I prefer it to... Oh. You can almost do it like Düsseldorf. Oh, look at that. It even has the departure flights. Nice. Yeah, I prefer this livery to the newer one with the black tail. Still waiting. Well, we can engage the takeoff performance. So we have QNH 1014. Is that it? Yep, one set and cross-checked. QNH 1014, wind 190 at 3. Actually, the wind is 215, so this is probably outdated. 215 at 13. That's more likely. Temperature 19, oh no, 20, QNH 1014, one-way dry, NTI is not required. So the tow should be somewhere a bit higher than this. Flex standard, config set to auto. Let's not go toga. And air conditioning set on, because we don't want people to dry out in the back. So we got config 2, flex 43, V1 160, VR 171, V2 177, trim set to up 2.6, green dot 254 knots, and RTO 368. So we could take a little more cargo if needed. Let's apply these values because I really want to make these calculations again. Alright, looks like it's good to go. So let's confirm this performance. So let's uplink takeoff data, request takeoff data. Yeah, the retro, it looks pretty cool. And there's yet another retro, even older than this one. Alright, so we got up 2 point, again, it's not correct. It should be, yeah, it should be 2 slash up 2.6. And flex for takeoff. So speeds are wrong: 153, 166, 174. So 160, 171, 177. These are much more conservative speeds. So we're going to set these 160, 171, 177. 171, 177. I just don't want to take chances. Especially with such a big aircraft, we don't want to roll inadvertently. Up 2.6. I did change it before updating, whatever. And we got flex 43. Alright. So now that's all said and done. Let's go to our zero fuel weight in CG 221.2 to 25.1. And gross zero fuel weight 221.2. Correct. Our block fuel is 114.4. 114.4 and confirmed. Alright, looks like everything's fine and dandy. We're just waiting for the passengers to complete. Are we there yet? Now we're done. So let's start our APU. 1, 2, 3. Still not there. There it is. So usually when you press the master switch, you wait 3 seconds to start, but on this plane it seems to need to wait a little bit longer for some reason. Alright, let's check our doors. Still got the cargo doors. So what we're gonna do now is go put these all on auto. AP pre-start checklist, APU master set on, APU start. MCD weights have been inserted. MCU takeoff performance has been checked. V speeds V1 160, VR 171, V2 177. APU is available. Set APU bleed. External power off. Seatbelt signs are on and air conditioning as required. Let's remove the auto from ground control and we're good to go. Let's request prepare for push and start. We need to do this manually on GSX. There goes the deck or the gate agent. All doors are closed. Pushback and startup. Windows and doors are closed. Cockpit door is closed. Windows left and right are closed. Fuel pumps set on. We got an ECAM warning. Not anymore. Beacon set on. Steering pin is inserted. Transponder set to auto. TCAS set standby as it is. This should be set to above. And we're going to run the clock as soon as we
Lufthansa
get
346 X-ray heavy. 8 Alpha 7. Request pushback and engine start.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy. Cape Town ground. Pushback and engine start approved. Face south.
face south.
Pushback approved. Face south. Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy.
Alright, let's just wait for the movement. I am not really familiar with the CRJ at this point. Back in the day when I flew it, I only had the 900, so I can't really say if the other ones are good or not. I would say the smaller ones don't feel like airliners; they feel more like private jets. So to each his own. I'm not saying I don't like it. It's just not the type of plane I like to fly. The small business jets. Stand by, because my track IR needs some fine tuning. Give me a moment here. Right, and face south.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released. Oh, I need to release the chocks as well.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Started well.
Copy, started well. Start 1 and 2. Well, you shouldn't do both at the same time as I do. You should start 1, and once it goes, you start 2. I'm just abbreviating time, I suppose. Running the clock. Let's look outside. Never mind the gear not turning. This is a known issue for a long time. It's not just this plane. It's a big airplane. Start 3 and 4. So this is the correct procedure. You start 3, wait for it to spool up, there it goes, and then start 4. This is how you do it, not both at the same time, unless you want to surge. So this is the electronic checklist. I don't enjoy doing this because I have abbreviated and essential checklists with me. But if you guys don't have any checklists, Parking brake set.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Copy. Three is available. And 4 is available. Set mode normal.
Cockpit to ground.
Oh,
Engines
this
aren't
is
started
the
yet. I'll call you back later.
issue. Stop here incomplete. Alright, after start checklist, engine bleed off, engine master switch off. NTI is not required. After start checklist complete, let's go for the pre-start checklist, or before taxi checklist.
Unlocking gear.
Auto brakes set to max, spoilers armed, flaps set for takeoff, engine NTI is not required, flight controls, full deflection left, neutral, full deflection right, neutral, full pitch up,
Left is clear.
neutral, full pitch down, neutral, full rudder left, neutral, full rudder right, neutral. Flight controls checked. Pitch trim 0% and press reset. Sorry, rudder trim 0%, press reset. Pitch trim set to 2.6 as performance, 2.6 up set. Steering pin has been removed. Before taxi checklist complete, let's call it in. That's our pin. The guy is carrying our pin over there.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy. Request taxi to the active.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy. Runway 19 taxi via Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Mike, Delta. Cross runway 16. Continue taxi via Delta, Golf, Alpha. Hold short runway 19.
Alright.
Runway 19 taxi via Alpha. Bravo, Charlie, Mike, Delta. Cross runway 16. Continue taxi via Delta, Golf, Alpha. Hold short runway 19. Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy.
Alright, let's see taxi lanes that we need to go through. So we are at the main terminal facing south. So we're going through Alpha, this is Bravo, then Bravo all the way down here. And then we need to go to Charlie, cross, and then continue. So we're going to continue on down here, then turn left to Charlie and cross the runway. Don't know why they gave me permission to do that. But okay, let's go. Parking brake off. No more shaking, because I've tweaked the camera, so it's no longer shaking while taxiing. I had to do it once, and that's it. Goodbye, South Africa, indeed. Cape Town is a pretty cool airport. And the approach was beautiful. If you guys missed it yesterday, the approach to Cape Town was absolutely gorgeous. So we need to turn here or what? No, just carry on through Bravo. Yep, still on Bravo. So we are right here, carry on through Bravo, and then turn on Charlie. We're not clear to go through Echo. Airlink, South African, low cost. Olá, Alcântara Spotter, boa noite. Temos que combinar um dia para fazermos um RNP ali à Madeira. Agora vou sair aqui da cidade do Cabo. My friend Alcântara Spotter asked to perform an RNP approach, so we are going to do that to Madeira in a future flight. So I can show him how to do it. So that's Charlie turn right there. We are going to cross, and in order to cross I need that beautiful taxi cam, because this is a big boy. So we are going to cross
KLM 104 Heavy, gate Alpha 3. Request pushback and engine start.
KLM 104 Heavy, Cape Town ground, pushback, approved. Face south.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face south. KLM 104 Heavy.
Hold on a second. So we are cleared to runway 19er, and I'm going to runway 01Y. So I need to go all the way to the left, not right. Why did it tell me to? Unless this is wrong. I need to do this to the left, not to the right. Why did it tell me to go to runway 01? It's definitely telling me to cross here. Unless I'm mistaken all this, but...
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, cross runway 19er at Charlie. Continue taxi via Mike, Delta. Cross runway 16, continue taxi via Delta, Golf, Alpha.
Cross runway 19er Charlie. Continue taxi via Mike, Delta. Cross runway 16. Continue taxi via Delta.
Right.
Golf.
I was right.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
So we're going
KLM 104 Heavy. Request taxi to the axis.
KLM 104 Heavy, runway 19er taxi via Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Mike, Delta.
Yep.
Cross runway 16. Continue taxi
Baita
via
máquina
Delta,
mesmo.
Golf, Alpha. Hold short runway 19er.
Runway 19 taxi via Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Mike, Delta. Cross runway 16. Continue taxi via
Yep.
Delta. Delta.
So-
Alpha. Hold short runway 19.
It told me to-
KLM 104 Heavy.
It told me to taxi via Bravo, but apparently I wasn't supposed to turn here at Charlie. Or if I was supposed to, I could have just... So here's where I think it happened. I completely followed its instructions. Let me just make a turn here. So I completely follow its instructions because it told me to go through Bravo, then Charlie. So this is Charlie right here. But for some reason, it wanted me to go through Alpha, then Fox, then Alpha 2. But it told me to go the other way around. So now I was kind of fooled to go this way. But okay, we can do this. Just a little more extra fuel on the taxi. Cabin checked, so the cabin is ready. Let's prep our radar, predictive wind shear GS6 and multiscan. Let's turn here. So again, it told me to cross runway 16, but this is runway 134, not 16. So we have to take off from north to the south. Cabin's ready. There's an airplane approaching.
KLM 104 Heavy. Cross runway 19 at Charlie. Continue taxi
See?
via Charlie.
Cross runway
Mike,
19 at
Delta.
Charlie.
Cross
It's
runway
telling the
16.
plane
Continue
behind
taxi
us to
via
do it
Delta.
exactly the
Golf.
same.
Alpha.
Cross runway 19 at Charlie. Continue taxi via Charles. Late Delta. Cross runway 16. Continue taxi via Delta. Golf Alpha KLM 104 Heavy.
So it's a little off, but okay. Oh, my wings are going to clip these trees. Let's. There it goes. Oh, crap. Yeah, not good. At least we didn't crash. So this is, I believe, the military apron. So again, doesn't make sense that we had to go all the way here. And I'm pretty sure the other aircraft behind me are going to do the same. Yeah, there it comes. So yeah, this is not really what we should be doing right now. This is like, I believe, either a military or an helicopter apron. And you will see that my wings will clip those trees over there. Yeah, this definitely looks like a remote military apron. And I do remember I used to taxi over there, over this area. We just needed to, oh, you see, it's even closed. Good thing the ground collision is deactivated, so we're gonna step right through it, I hope. And we crossed the gate. No one's bothered with that. And you can see how tiny these taxiways are. Definitely not for this plane. Oh well. We are instructed to be obedient to ATC as long as it doesn't endanger our lives. Jaxie, sometimes this happens when the ATC is trying to find a path towards the active runway. Sometimes this can happen if there's no specific instruction to deny entry through these taxiways. And the reason why I say it wasn't like a ATC fault is because the scenery design clearly has this taxiway design.
X-ray, the Alpha 11 taxi via Charlie, Bravo. Gate Alpha 11 via Charlie, Bravo, link 937 X-ray.
There's another gate. So this is definitely a closed area, probably military. But not only are we going to be here, that plane from KLM is also flying through here. Just a longer taxiway. Hey, anything's better than Amsterdam. Like I said in the previous flight, I once made a 30 to 40 minute taxi on Schiphol as a passenger. There's an abandoned aircraft here, probably firefighter training. Or just abandoned. Looks like a DC-8. That long tour, I'm getting long.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Contact Cape Town Tower 118.1.
Contact Tower 118.1. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Bye-bye.
Alright, let's wait on the holding point. We've been taxiing for 17 minutes. Still not a record, but... Alright, let's prep our plane. We're just gonna set...
KLM 104 Heavy. Ready for departure. Runway 19.
Waiter mode not required.
KLM 104 Heavy, Toliss number 2 for departure.
We full. Number 2. KLM 104 Heavy.
Alright, cabin crew notified. External lights will be set to all. Nosewheel lights will be set for takeoff. Anti-ice as not required. PACs on. TCAS set to TARA and above. Predictive wind shear and radar mode is set to 1 and auto. And takeoff memo, no blow. Alright, let's call it in. Cape Town Tower, Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, ready for departure.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, Cape Town Tower, wind 215 at 13, fly heading 190, runway 19, cleared for takeoff.
Fly heading 190. Runway 19. Cleared for takeoff. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
So we're going to need to fly to 190. So basically maintain runway heading.
KLM 104 Heavy. Ready for departure. Runway 19.
KLM 104 Heavy, number 2 for departure. Hold short of 19.
Affirmative.
There you go.
Hold short of 19 for traffic. KLM 104 Heavy.
Flag set, 43 SRS runway.
KLM 104 Heavy, runway 19, line up and wait.
Runway 19. Line up and wait. KLM 104 Heavy.
100. V1. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Whoops, what the heck?
KLM 104 Heavy, Cape Town Tower, wind 215 at 13, runway 19, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 19. Cleared for takeoff. KLM 104 Heavy.
That was odd.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, reset transponder. Squawk 5434.
Squawk 5434. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
5434. 5434. Done.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, contact Cape Town departure 119.7.
Contact Cape Town departure 119.7. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Cape Town departure. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Good evening. 1,400 feet.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray
Set
Heavy,
climb.
Cape Town departure. Identify. Climb to flight level 160.
Climb to flight level 160. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
We are still
Lufthansa
maintaining current
346
heading.
X-ray Heavy, turn left, heading 030. Expect further clearance in about 15 miles.
Turn left, heading 030. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
Cape Town departure. KLM 104 Heavy.
Speed check, flaps 1.
KLM 104 Heavy, Cape Town departure. Good evening. Identify. Climb to flight level 140.
Climb to flight level 140. KLM 104 heavy.
Speed check flap suck. That was a long taxi. 17 minutes taxiing. Crazy. So we're probably gonna get interception to
Lufthansa
Toliss.
346 X-ray heavy. Turn left. Heading 015.
Turn left, heading 015. Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy.
QNH set standard and cross-checked. After takeoff checklist, gear is up, retracted. Spoilers are disarmed. Flaps are up, retracted. Thrust set to climb. Autopilot as required. Nose wheel lights off. And runway turn-off lights to off. After takeoff checklist complete. So you're seeing here one very peculiar thing about these heavy aircraft. Just like the Boeing 747, the 400 and above, sometimes
KLM 104 heavy. Contact Cape Town Control East 124.7.
sometimes
Contact Cape Town Control Ace 124.7. KLM 104 heavy.
sometimes this restriction of 250 knots below 10,000 feet on these big aircraft is not applicable. As you can see, the alpha foil protection. So this is the danger zone for a stall. Sometimes these aircraft, especially if they're flying on altitude and very heavy, they might require more than 250 knots to maintain a stable climb. So it's natural for these aircraft to request unrestricted airspeed. So go beyond the constraint of 250 knots. This particular airplane places the airspeed slightly above 250, so it's more or less at 353, 352, exactly for that reason, to steer away from the buffet zone. That's pretty cool to see, because you don't get to see this on an A320 for sure. So I set 020 instead of 015 because that would be parallel to the flight path I want to follow. So I'm just hoping the ATC gives me clearance to go to Toliss and resume on navigation. So let's go to IFR. Ah, there it is.
Clear direct codes. Resume by navigation. Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy.
Alright, I should be able to press manage now, but for some reason pushing it in, it's not allowing me to go back to interception. Let's just select direct to Toliss. Oh, it doesn't allow me. Nice. .029er. As soon as it intercepts, it will switch to managed flight, but not yet. Unfortunately, departing by night, you can't see the beautiful mountains on that side. I mean, you can barely see it. The landing in Cape Town was absolutely stunning. Really recommend anyone flying to Africa to go to South Africa. External lights off. Climb checklist, barrel reference set standard, set and cross-checked after transition. NTI is not required. EFIs as required. Weather radar set to calibrated. Tilt up, although this isn't simulated. Weather and turbulence. After 10,000 feet, landing lights off, wing lights, let's keep them on, and seatbelt signs as required. Climb checklist complete. Let's turn off track IR. So we are going to need some zooming. So we're out of Cape Town, direct to Cody's. Waiting for the interception.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Contact Cape Town Control East 124.7.
Center on 124.7. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Have a good evening. Cape Town Control East. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Reading flight level 135 for flight level 160 direct codes.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, Cape Town Control East. Radar contact. Climb to flight level 330.
330.
Climb to flight level 330. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
Zero to 7. Simply because we can't intercept it as is. We need to go to from present position to Cody's, but pressing managed is not doing much. So this is for us, this is for the managed computer. Yeah, it's definitely not allowing me to go back to managed. Yeah, the Sahara. It's gonna take a moment there to get there, but yes. Sound from this plane is not the best external. So we've been 29 minutes out of the gate and been flying for 10 minutes. So $18 minutes taxiing. Beautiful scenery. Look at those mountains. Still waiting to intercept course. Hope it doesn't work itself trying to do so. Still in South Africa, even though we've been flying for 10 minutes. It's a big country. There it is, intercepted. Now we can manage course. Nice. Finally. Let's help it a little bit by turning it northbound. There it is. Course intercepted. Nav mode set. Let's set to manage climb now. Auto throttle keeps turning off on this plane, don't know why. It could be a calibration issue with my throttle system, not sure. Passing 200, flight level. You can see the Atlantic Ocean to our left. And some beautiful mountains to the right. So let's set up our jump here. So let's remove this. So our first jump should be to LeeCAD, on LeeCAD to flight level 360. Let's see if we can make that jump. Where's LeeCAD? LeeCAD. Sometimes the waypoint doesn't appear here, which is a bummer. Yeah, it's not here. So let's see, where's LeeCAD? That right here. So we can go to Exito. See if we can make that jump to Exito. Do we have Exito? No. No Exito. I hate 27s. What about Urkel? Where is Oracle? Oh, we can go to VNA. Oh, nothing. Let's let it climb for a bit. Back. What was the plane you have been on last time in real life? Good question. Where was it? The last plane I was on in real life was a 319. That was my last flight to Germany. No, sorry, Amsterdam. That was my last flight. A319. So let's compress time a little bit, just to get a little faster to our top of climb, so we can request to jump ahead. We're not gonna have the advantage of tailwind. Yeah, it was TAP Portugal's flight to Amsterdam. Sorry, to Lisbon, from Amsterdam to Lisbon. That's the right. That was my flight. Alright, back to 1. Let's go back to our OFP. So we should be flying to LECAT. Flight level 360. Let's go back here, see if we can find a steer point where we can jump ahead. So Argol or Vamo. Let's see. Argol. Alright, so let's jump ahead in 3, 2, 1. Hello. There we go. Plane's gonna lose its mind for a bit. Circle around, and we are at Argol. So with that,
Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy. Contact Luanda Control 129.
we are now in Angola.
Contact Luanda Control 129.5. Lufthansa 346 X-ray
So we need to fly
heavy.
to
Good evening.
Exito
Luanda Control. Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy.
and then
Flight
Lake
level
LECAT.
330.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy, Luanda control, identified.
Identified. The accents are trying too hard. It's just my 2 cents. So we need to go to LECAT. Let's see if we got LECAT. Nope. Well, that's Argol. What was the other one? Urkel or Kiras? Urkel. So we can go to Urkel after. Alright, so we can go direct to Urkel. So we can now jump to the next waypoint, which should be VNA. Blammo. And then to the next waypoint. Oh, we can't. Should be Exito. Yeah, whoop, there he goes, alright. Exito. And now we will request a flight level change out of LECAT to flight level 360. You can actually ask it right now.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Request altitude change.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, you broke out. Say again, altitude.
Força Diniz, abraço. 360.
Request flight level 360. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, roger, climb to flight level 360.
There we
Climb
go.
to flight level 360. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
We should have new cruise altitude and step deleted. Have a nice one. Hey Christopher, how are you? Welcome back, buddy. It's been a while. How you doing? Abraço, Diniz. Tudo bom para si também. Abraço. Christopher, my good friend. It's been a very long time since I seen you in the chat. Flying the A340-600 from Lufthansa. We just left Cape Town. This is the retro Lufthansa livery. Some funky cameras on this plane. I love this camera right here. So we're flying out of Angola right now. Angola is to our right side, somewhere over there. And we are on the coast of Angola. Used to be a Portuguese province. Yes, Drexy, my name is João. It's alright, Christopher. How are you feeling now? Feeling better? Good enough to watch these lives? Look at those storm clouds beneath us. We're flying ahead of weather for sure. Nice, Christopher. Thank you so much. I always appreciate to see friends on my channel. Alright, we are at flight level 360. Now for the next climb should be to Kiras. Actually, we should go to BOD first. BOD. Let's see if we can find BOD. Where is BOD? There's BOD. So BOD is already in Algiers, so Algeria. So let's try either BOD, Atafa, or Bertie. Atafa. Alright, let's jump 3, 2, 1. Jumperino.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Contact Navigraph Control Algiers 124.1.
Contact Navigraph.
Don't worry, it's just balancing itself, finding its bearings.
X-ray Heavy. Bye-bye. Navigraph Control Algiers.
There you go.
346 X-ray Heavy.
Just come down. Come down.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, Navigraph Control Algiers. Identified. Continue descent.
Don't try this at home, guys.
Continue descent to flight level 360. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
Lufty is Lufthansa. It's the abbreviation. Luffy, Lufty. So these jumps, they're not really comfortable for this plane, but it's the best thing we got in making this flight in real time. Alright, so now let's request climb to flight level 370.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Request altitude change.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. I didn't get that altitude. Say again, altitude.
Flight level 370.
Request flight level 370. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Roger. Climb to flight level 370.
Here we
Climb
go.
to flight level 370. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
All the way to Bad. So, yeah, it's like a short nickname for Lufthansa. So, why am I doing this? Why am I jumping ahead and requesting level change? Two reasons. Number one, we have to accomplish these step climbs in order to save fuel, and I could just jump to Kiras, flight level 390, and that's it. But the problem is that beyond ATC will go nuts if I do that. So my initial climb was to flight level 330. If I jump ahead to Kiras, I would be at flight level 390. And what would happen was beyond ATC would just go absolutely berserk because I just jumped ahead and climbed like crazy. So you need to step to the next point before you can request a step climb, and then teleport again. That's about it. Sorry about what, Christopher? You did nothing wrong, buddy. Flight level 370. Now let's take a look at the next steer point, which is Kiras. Let's see where Kiras is. There it is. So we can try to go to either HBA or Gap or Kiras. Oh, there it is. It even has Kiras. Nice. Let's skip a Rooney. Whoa, daylight. Hello. Plane's gonna go nuts. Gonna recover. Let's request altitude change now. Flight level 390.
X-ray Heavy. Request altitude change.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. I didn't get that altitude. Say again, altitude.
Flight level 390.
Request flight level 390. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Roger. Climb to flight level 390.
Alright, so
Climb to
final
flight
step
level
climb.
390. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Contact to center 125.15.
Beautiful sunrise,
Center
just like on the flight down to South
Lufthansa
Africa.
346 X-ray Heavy.
And we are already in
Tunis Center. Lufthansa 346
Tunisia.
X-ray Heavy. Crossing flight level 371 for flight level 390 direct island.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Tunis Center. Radar contact. Continue climb to flight level 390.
Nice.
Continue climb to flight level 390. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
Alright, so now we're going to take some time to look at the weather at Frankfurt. So I'm going to pick up our trusted tablet. Populate from last flight. Oh, new version. Okay. We can Drexy, but just like last time, this isn't a freighter, so we won't see much, just the crates. Alright, so weather at Frankfurt should be 2120 Zulu. That's pretty much outdated, but doesn't matter. Wind set 310 at 10. Temperature 5, dew point 1, QNH 1021, no sig. Alright, so there were rain showers at 1950, so the runway could be wet. So let's prep the arrival information. So QNH 1021, we'll go back to this page to be updated for sure. Temperature 5. Mag wind is 310 at 10. Typical German weather, I suppose. Transition flight level 5. We're going to land at config flaps 3. So going to disengage the flap mode. Let's come back here down here and let's see the OFP. So we are expecting an arrival on the runway 07 right via MPAX 5 Charlie. Oh, should be 0 center Romeo. There it is. There's only one ILS for that runway. Via MPAX 5 Charlie. Do we have any vias? Yep, we do have one. It's already selected. Insert. Oh, yeah, 07 right. It's correct. So now let's look at the chart. Yeah, it's German weather. I mean, we don't have rain predicted right now, but as soon as we get there, it's probably raining. So let's go for the star. We are expecting Herdus. Which one is it? MPAX 5 Charlie, not Herdus. So, ah, this is my bad. EDDF star. That's more like it. So now star MPAX 5 Charlie. Correct? Yep. And where's MPAX 5 Charlie? So this is a bit hard to read at first, then you get used to it. But so this is MPAX, and the 5 Charlie is this one, to the left, and then to the right to run at runway 07 right. So it's this one, little. So there are 3 runways here. We're gonna land on this one. There's 07 center, 07 left, very short. We're gonna land on the right one. Alright, so this is the first chart. Then for the approach itself, we're gonna go for 07 right. There it is. As for our decision height, we are going for Cat 1 and it's 527. So 527 for the MDA. Config 3, done. Now we will revisit this in a moment to confirm the weather hasn't changed on us. We can also try to go for the ATC for the airport itself. There it is, EDDF ATC. So 033 Zulu, 310 at 10, yeah, pretty much the same. Except they're requesting arrival at runway 3525 instead of the one we got, but could be a wind change there. Could be. We just need to contact ATC and let them know. Not really thunderstorms every day, but weather is unpredictable because it's so it sits in a convergence area, so sometimes there's some rain happening when it shouldn't, or the weather is nasty and it's supposed to be sunny, or the other way around. It's unpredictable. So we've been flying in sim for 8 hours and 56 minutes, and as you can see, we're still far away from our destination, so we'll need to jump ahead again. So you see, we gone you can see it on the upper screen, the progression bar. We've been through about, I would say, three-fourths of the way, 3/4 of the way if you want, and we still have a lot of ways to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump ahead to probably Abyssy. I don't want to go too close, or we can go beyond the top of descent. In fact, let's take a look here at our flight plan to see where our top of descent will begin. So our top of descent will begin at Ladol, or after Ladol. Where is Ladol? Right there. So we can easily go to Abyssy, no issues. The problem is I'm not sure if that point is here on the list. Oh yes, there is. There it is. So this is the final jump ahead, so let's see if the plane doesn't bork itself. And here we are. Always slides to the side and comes back. And here we are. Whoa, that was a quick zoom.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Contact Zurich radar 126.225.
Let's go to Zurich.
Center on 126.225. Lufthansa 346
Alright,
X-ray
we
Heavy.
should now get
Zurich radar. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Flight level 390.
after Ladol. There it is. We should get our descent.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Zurich radar contact.
So we are having some mild to high crosswinds for 42 knots. Look at that, beautiful Switzerland Alps. Well, actually we're in, yeah, we're still, why the hell will we switch to Zurich? We're still in Italy. Oh no, we just crossed a little bit of land, now we're in Zurich, alright. So yeah, look at that, the Swiss Alps. Covered in clouds, still beautiful. This is much more enjoyable during the daylight. Whoops. What happened here? Not again. The auto throttle keeps switching off for some reason. Don't know why this happens, but it does happen quite a bit. Now we got nose wind, 52 knots. Flying for 10 hours and 6 minutes in sim. Sorry about the external sounds. We've been through the last flight. There appears to be a threshold issue with this plane. Yeah, I agree. Let's stick to one. Let's stick to one of these cameras. Alright. Beautiful scenery. Can you imagine yourself being down there? Skiing, perhaps? One of those mountains? Oh, too shaky. Alright, this is good.
Aircrew 5 Upper Gulf. Contact me on radar 124.925. Have a good morning.
Contact me on radar 124.925.
Teruel. That's in Spain, right? That's the that's where the airplanes are. There's a graveyard there. I don't think there's an airport for that. A decent payware airport for Teruel. If there is, I don't mind going there. Yep. Steady as she goes, Christopher. Sorry about the cameras. It's an automated system, so it switches cameras. It's supposed to switch with 15 minutes. It's supposed to switch with 15 seconds, but apparently there's an issue there where the timer isn't right, and sometimes it switches on and on and on like crazy. But it's an automated system, so when I press this button, you go to cinematic, and then if you count 15 seconds, it will switch to the next one. But sometimes it goes crazy and just switches on its own for some reason. Let's see. Now it's on the cockpit. I'll see if there's a Teruel airport, but don't get your hopes up, because I don't think there's a decent payware airport for that. I just love this blue tail, oldie blue tail. See? It switches automatically. I'm not doing anything. It's switching on its own. Sometimes it doesn't wait for the 15 seconds. See? It's just switching. Beautiful scenery, guys. Look at that. Wow. Absolutely amazing. Oh, see, it's just doesn't allow us to appreciate the view. Let's see if we can switch a row here. Wow. Look at that.
Aircrew 3250, contact Munich radar 120.65, bye-bye. Seno on 120.65, Aircrew 3250.
Probably back to Portugal, but it depends on whether or not I get a new plane in my hangar. So if I do get that plane on my hangar or not, I may fly to Portugal. I'm sorry for being cryptic, but I just want to keep it as a surprise. Wow. I wouldn't mind living here. Looks very peaceful. This big river here, or lake. This is more a lake. Yes, I also went through the French Alps once in an Air France flight from Nantes to Lisbon. And to and from Paris as well, so more than once. Very green, very lush. Some mountainous areas, but absolutely stunning. Alright, we're very close to our top of descent. So we are going to call the passengers back. Oh, they never left. Poor guys. They're always sitting on their seats. That's what you get for flying with me. By the way, we haven't seen the Lufthansa cabin, so this cabin is supposed to be kind of a deluxe feature on this module, because this is where it was actually modeled. Let's unlock the door. So this is actually where this entire A340-600 was modeled, the Lufthansa cabin. And there's the two flowers, the roses. So this is the only difference between this cabin and the other airlines is the logos are changed, but this cabin itself is a Lufthansa cabin, even though the logos change between airlines. So you're looking at the original. Nothing's interactive, of course, and we don't have any seated passengers thanks to GSX not working. But other than that, this plane is absolutely huge. I'm a bit skeptical about these textures. Looks way too dirty. I didn't want to say it, but the cabin could use a little love. I've seen much better in other airliners. So this is business class, as we see, it's written right there, and then there's first class. Very tiny first class, if you ask me. I would imagine another row would be alright, but hey. Blue lavatory isn't working, jump seats aren't working, none of this is interactive. I definitely believe this could use a little love in making some stuff interactive, because, you know, a lot of other planes do that. Little porthole, look down below. Let's get back to our seat, close the door. There. You need to hit the little knob there, and let's lock it. Alright. Yes, I've been to Bordeaux. That's where the Dassault factory is, by the way. And I was just outside the Dassault factory in Bordeaux.
Expect to repeat 3 November with the repeat transition. Runway 12, Blue Max 23 Whiskey Mike.
So you can see the first constraints right there between flight level 360 and 290. We're probably going to be cleared for flight level 290.
Zurich radar, Condor 4356, flight level 315.
Condor, perhaps the worst paint job in the history of aviation. So we are going all the way up there, and then looks like we are going to make, no, this is the alternate route. So there's EDDF right there. It just didn't have the stars affixed. This doesn't update to the stars. So this is our star. Where's our star? It's stuck. Oh, there it is. Impacts 5 Charlie. So we're going through MPAX and then turn left at Spisa, then DF 635, and then all the way down here, then turn right via one of these waypoints, either DF 554 or DF 454, depending whether you're coming from the north or coming from the south. I just hope that's the clearance we get, because I have the strong feeling that we're going to change runways. Oh, not GSX.
23 Whiskey Mike, descend to flight level 180.
Descend to flight level 180. Blue Max 23 Whiskey Mike.
Alright. If they don't give us the descent clearance, we're going to call it on our own and see if what it gives us. I would prefer to be given now.
Whiskey Mike, contact me on radar 124.925.
Center on 124.925. Blue Max 23 Whiskey Mike.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy, Approaching the top of descent.
Come on, give us something.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy, MPAX 5 Alpha with the Mach 626 transition. Runway
25, see?
Flight level 320.
Impact 5 for Alpha with the Mach 626 transition. Runway 25
We need to
left.
change this real
Descend to
quick.
flight level 320. Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy.
So we're going for 25
Lufthansa
Lima
346 X-ray heavy, contact London radar 127.6.
via
Contact London radar 127.
EMP 5 Alpha.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy.
There it is.
London radar.
No VS.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray
Insert.
heavy. Good morning. Descending via Pax 5 Alpha. Flight level 390.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy, London radar, identified.
So what altitude did they give us? 320.
Lufthansa Man 7, contact London radar 127.28.
Contact London radar 127.28, Lufthansa 97.
So we need to go through Impax 5 Alpha, which is slightly different. But we're still gonna go through Impax, then turn left. So instead of turning right, we're gonna turn left, then right, instead of just right and then left. So slightly different approach, but pretty much
Delta, London radar,
similar procedure.
6 Alpha with the flower transition. Runway 25 left.
Expect Arno 6 Alpha with the flower transition. Runway 25 left, 31 Victor Delta.
Overcast. So we are jumping in the future. We're just ahead. Yeah, Bordeaux was nice. Nice wine. Love the wine. The city itself, city of Bordeaux, was so-so. Wasn't that interesting, but the countryside, man, that was beautiful. The vineyards, beautiful, beautiful. I also like Nantes very much. Very cool looking destination for some tourism. Again, nice wine.
London radar, expect Arno 6 Alpha with the flower transition. Runway 25 left.
Expect Arno 6 Alpha with the flower transition. Runway 25 left. Aircrew 3250.
What words, Christopher? What words did I take out of your mouth? The textures? Doesn't look like, but we are descending. Yeah, needs some love. I mean, the cockpit is okay. You even have
Contact London radar 127.28.
still have some. It's not perfect when you zoom in, but if you keep zoomed out, it looks okay. There's even some dirt here and there. See that? The scratched panel. Yeah, I mean, if you zoom in real tight, you'll see that it's all pixelized. Could be better. Definitely could be better, even in the cockpit, but the cabin is where the worst is. Compare this to the Phoenix or the Inibuilds. They pay a lot of attention to details and texturing. This needs a little love. The cockpit is okay-ish, but
contact lines control 128.3.
The cabin does need help. Oh, a castle. I've been in a castle in Nantes and a very, very, very old cathedral in Nantes, in France. Like medieval. Was eerie and strange, but unique. But you see, Christopher, you really need to look into, I mean, if you look up from here, textures look okay. It's only when you zoom in that you start seeing stuff like this. Jagged textures. It looked a little rushed. Toliss is not known for 3D modeling. It's known for systems and performance. That's where they shine. Let's not complain too much, because it's not every day we get a company like Toliss that was very well known to build excellent planes on X-plane suddenly jump to Flight Simulator 2024 and nail it first try.
Long and radar. Air Transat 694 heavy.
Plane struggling a bit to keep the airspeed.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy. Descend to flight level 280.
280.
Send to flight level 280. Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy.
Air Transat 694 heavy. Modern radar. Radar contact.
Again, guys, you need to predict your descent rates with this plane. It's very unforgiving, given its size. So now it's accelerating like crazy. I mean, look at the nose wind, 102 knots. No wonder the airspeed is accelerating. We're getting some nasty north wind. So to let you know where we are following this path, and we are currently at crossing Nelly, so we're right here. We need to go all the way up here, then turn left, then right, then left again, and land on runway 25 Lima. Thank you. I know I need to decelerate. Right, so let's extend the speed brakes to help our buddy here.
X-ray heavy. Descend to flight level 230.
Descend to flight level 230. Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy.
We can hear the speed brakes out, trembling, shaking the plane. Speed brakes in. Plus these speed brakes are very big, so it takes a moment to deploy and retract.
London radar. Lufthansa 97 Foxtrot. Descending via SH with a 5 Alpha. Flight level 224.
Lufthansa 97 Foxtrot. London radar. Identified. Air Transat 694 heavy. Contact Zurich radar 126.225. Have a good morning.
Contact Zurich radar 126.225. Air Transat 694 heavy. Have a good morning.
London radar. Speedbird 675, flight level 340.
Speedbird 675, London radar, identified. Turkish 1 Victor Delta, Arno 6 Alpha with a forward transition, runway 25 left. Report ready for descent.
Arno 6 Alpha with a fluid transition. Runway 25 left, ready for descent. Turkish 1 Victor Delta.
Turkish 1 Victor Delta, descend to 6,000 feet, QNH 1025.
Descend to 6,000 feet. Turkish 1 Victor Delta.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, descend to flight level 210.
Descend to flight level 210.
Flight level 210.
346 X-ray Heavy.
Northern radar, targeting 213 head. Good morning, flight level 299.
Targeting 213 heavy. Northern radar, identified.
Okay, buddy. Then just shut down.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, descend to flight level 160.
Descend to flight level 160. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
160.
Turkish 5 Romeo Yankee, contact Brussels Control 125.0.
Contact Brussels Control 125.0. Turkish 5 Romeo Yankee. Have a good morning.
Alright. At least the autopilot hasn't been turning off and on its own. We can easily just set our approach altitude and the plane would keep its constraints, but the ATC is being very thorough in giving us specific altitudes to descend to, and I don't want to piss him off. So we are at out of Kisek, and going to Chinla, then Charco, then Adnis, and then we got the 5 Alpha. We got the 5 Alpha, so we're still going to go to some extent to the other side. Yeah, we got a 5 Alpha. So we are going up out of Spisa. Instead of turning left and then right and then left again, we're actually going to go northbound, then do this. So, my bad, I didn't see the 5 Alpha there. I thought this was the 5 Alpha and this was the 5 Bravo, but it's the other way around. So that's why we are given some very low step altitudes.
Descend to flight level 160.
Descend to flight level 160. Lufthansa 97 Foxtrot.
Also remember, these are somehow mountainous areas, so we don't have a lot of, this is more of a plateau, but we are at altitude, and we need to be careful not to descend below assigned altitude, which is at this position right here. The altitudes are straight up flight level 100.
Descend to flight level 110.
110.
Descend to flight level 110. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
Generic Yankee, Odin 4 X-ray with another transition. Runway 35
and
right.
You know, you want to follow the rules. You don't want to be the free bird that goes rogue. Otherwise, why are you using ATC, right?
Descend to flight level 230.
Descend to flight level 230. Generic Yankee.
Generic Yankee, contact US radar 126.225.
Center on 126.225. Generic Yankee.
London radar, Thunder 4356.
Sorry about the cloud cover, can't really see below, but there's some openings.
Thunder 4356, London radar, identified.
So this is the current weather in Germany, only it's time accelerated, and we are now tomorrow at 7:30 in the morning. But the weather is the current, so this is what the weather looks like currently in Germany right now. If anybody is in Germany, can look outside and confirm this. The only difference is that you won't see the sunny sky. You'll see night sky.
631, London radar contact.
Some nice views outside. Alright, this one's better.
London radar, 365 Charlie, descending via weather 1 X-ray, flight level 346.
265 Charlie, London radar, identified. Lufthansa 97 Foxtrot. Descend to flight level 110.
Yep, nearly there.
Descend to flight level 110. Lufthansa 97 Foxtrot.
We still need to go northbound first, and
Lufthansa
then
346 X-ray heavy. Descend to flight level 100.
Descend to flight level 100. Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy.
Berlin 4 uniform Zulu. Contact London radar 127.28.
Contact London radar 127.28. Berlin 4 uniform Zulu.
descent checklist. MCDU landing performance has been reviewed. TCAS set below. My bad. Approach briefing. Bets is not here. Nav aids has been reviewed. NTIs. We're going to require engine NTIs. No, although I'm pretty sure it will say ice not detected.
Good morning. Radar contact. Climb to flight level
We are
220.
passing 10,000 feet. External lights on.
Lufthansa 5 Charlie Foxtrot.
Descent checklist above the line complete. Yeah, man. I didn't get the chance to visit the countryside in Germany. I only got to see the cities, Berlin, Frankfurt. The only two cities I visited in Germany. I really wished I could have gone there with a little more time. I'm sure I would have loved it.
London radar, Jet 215. Good morning, flight level 339.
Jet 215. London radar identified.
So apparently we're going to stay at flight level 100 throughout this entire holding corridor here.
346 X-ray heavy. Descend to 4,000 feet. QNH 1022.
Descend to 4,000 feet. QNH 1022.
Actually, no.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy.
QNH 1022.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy. Contact London radar 127.28.
Contact London radar 127.28. Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy.
So the plane's maintaining the constraint here.
London radar. Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy. Flight level 0909 out the numbers.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy London radar. Good morning. QNH 1022 expect the ILS runway 25 left with the Macrani 626 transition.
QNH 1022 expect the ILS runway 25 left with the Macrani 626 transition. Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy.
626, yep, that's the one we got. So you see the funky approach we're going to have to do here.
London radar, contact 7 Tango November, flight level 130 with information Juliet.
So RF Spisa.
7 Tango November London radar, QNH 1022 expect the ILS Zulu runway 25 right with the Macron 426 transition.
RF Spisa going north, then turn left via this corridor here, then turn left and left again, and then at Delta Fox 416, we are expecting to turn right again to DF 426 and then proceed to the approach, which isn't here. It's on the approach chart, which we'll get in a moment. We also need to change the decision height standby. So runway 25 Lima, decision height is 561. 561, slightly different. Got it. MDA. So yeah, so the approach will be something like this all the way down to the runway. Really funky approach, and remember it's the 25 Lima, so it's the southernmost runway, the left one. There will be 3 runways up ahead, just like we would at when we were preparing our approach to the other side. Ha! You think this is fast? We just came out of Cape Town and we've been flying for 11 hours now. You think this is fast?
Lawn and radar, Lufthansa 97 Foxtrot, flight level 100 with the numbers.
Lufthansa 97 Foxtrot Lawn and radar, good morning. QNH 1022, expect the ILS Zulu runway 25 right with the Macrani 426 transition.
We have been clear for 4,000 feet, but we are keeping the constraints here, as you can see, until we reach DF 626. That's when we can come down to 4,000 feet. So I'm expecting that we need to go further until we get to 4,000 feet and then turn right in order to intercept, because if we turn right immediately after DF 416, we will still be at 10,000 feet, and that will be a problem then for the turn. We will see. Coming out of Ripka, so let's go back to our charts. Not Spisa, what's the other one? Impacts 5 Alpha. So we're still crossing this path here. We are somewhere over here. The runway is to our left, although it's covered by clouds. We can't really see it right now. But trust me, it's there. Yeah.
Lufthansa 97 Foxtrot, descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1022.
Descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1022, Lufthansa 97 Foxtrot.
Yeah, explore the world. You can also do that while flying. I mean, I've been to some of these places, but definitely not been to South Africa, for example, so it's always cool to see. I also enjoyed flying to Egypt, although I didn't get to see the pyramids, but that's one destination I would like to visit. I loved visiting Israel as well, because when I fly there on my streams, I stay there, and sometimes when the destination is pretty cool, I pick up a general aviation airplane. I don't stream it, I fly it solo, and I just go fly around. And sometimes I take an helicopter, land by the pyramids, for example, and yeah, we're performing tourism, virtual tourism. It's still tourism. Sorry about the clouds. I wasn't really expecting this approach to be this lengthy.
Berlin 4 Uniform Zulu, maintain 240 knots.
Maintain 240 knots. Berlin 4 Uniform Zulu.
Lufthansa 6 Romeo Foxtrot, 6 miles from the F9 and 01. Turn right, heading 245, maintain 3,000 feet until established on the final approach course. Cleared RNAV X-ray runway 25 left.
Turn right, heading 245, 3,000 feet until established. Clear RNAV X-ray runway 25
Could see
left.
what?
Lufthansa
The
6
runway?
Romeo Foxtrot.
I don't have godlike powers to move the clouds. I'm sorry. I can clear the weather, but it will come back because I have a weather injector.
Good morning. Flight level 112, we have Juliet on board.
Turkish 13 uniform heavy lawn and radar, QNH1022 expect the ILS runway 25 left with the Mach
Oh, the pyramids. I don't think there's any approach that goes over the pyramids. They move around the pyramids, but not over the pyramids.
Europa 32 November Vict, 9 miles from the F480. Flight present heading, maintain 5,000 feet until established on the final approach course. Cleared ILS Zulu runway 25 right.
Flight present heading, 5,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS Zulu runway 25 right. Europa 32 November Vict.
London radar, Condor 4264, flight level 155, we have Juliet on board.
Condor 4264 lawn and radar, good morning.
So the reason why the progress bar is already at EDDF is because it's set by range to the airport, not by flight following on my navigation course. So it says I already arrived on the progress bar, but and the ETA is very well, it's saying 7 minutes to land. I think it's going to take a little longer than that, but we'll get there. The Sphinx, the Giza Plateau, as the Corfu, well, the three pyramids, the most famous three pyramids, and the Sphinx.
Berlin 4 uniform Zulu, 8 miles from DF680, flight present heading, maintain 4,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 25 left.
Right guys, this will be
4,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 25
one
left.
last turn around,
Uniform Zulu.
and then we'll be turning left, and then another turn to the right, so we're gonna make it like a split, an S, draw an S, and then onto the final. So not long now.
Lufthansa 6 Romeo Foxtrot, contact Frankfurt Tower 119.905.
Contact Tower 119.905. Lufthansa 6 Romeo
So
Foxtrot.
it is ever so
Have a good
slightly,
morning.
not by much. Just enough to go through this descent. We are parallel to the approach now, still at 10,000 feet, and I do not dare to go below the cloud cover because I don't know what's down there. I believe it was you, Drexy, that suggested go to Paro. I will try to go there one day. I need to study the approach, just like I need to go back to Innsbruck. It's another challenging approach that I need to go again, and I need to study those challenging approaches because I don't want to mess up. When there's a lot of procedures into it, I just don't want to make a mess out of myself.
Europa 32 November Vict, contact Frankfurt Tower 136.5.
Contact Tower 136.5. Europa 32 November Vict.
So one final turn for procedure, and then when we turn right, it should be for the final approach. I need to get there first, Trexy. Yeah, I think it was you. I need to get there first because I don't like to make like disconnected flights between destinations. I like to go from one place to another, and you know, kind of simulate what a real airplane would do, not teleport myself to a location unless it's a special event like the one I did going to St. Julian. But that was a very isolated event. Just like when I went to Antarctica, I had to fly from a local or near airport. I couldn't fly from Europe to Antarctica. It would take me forever, even with the jump feature. So I need to go to Paro. In order to go to Paro, I need to fly towards Paro. Probably to some nearby country, and then explore my possibilities from there.
Conda 7 Tango November, 10 miles from the F480. Fly present heading. Maintain 5,000 feet until established on the final approach course. Cleared ILS Zulu runway 25 right.
Flight present heading 5,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS Zulu runway 25 right. Conda 7 Tango November.
So that one's going to 25 right. That's the short runway. I bet it's an A320 or something like that. Gotta be a small plane, because the runway is too short for a big plane.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, reduce speed 190 knots.
Reduce speed 190 knots. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
Please don't tell me to reduce my
All
speed
aircraft
over.
be advised information T low now current. QNH 1022.
We're still on standards because we didn't go below the transition altitude. Speed checks. Flap 1.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, reduce speed 200 knots.
I'm trying.
Reduce speed 200 knots. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
London radar, Mallet 301 Vic. Good morning. Flight level 125. We have T-low on board.
Mallet 301 Vic, London radar. Good morning. QNH 1022. Expect the ILS Zulu runway 25 right with the Mach 426 transition.
QNH 1022.
Alright, let's descend first and then turn right to intercept the
426 transition. Mallet
the course.
301 Victor.
Turkish 13 Uniform Heavy, 8 miles from the F680. Fly present heading. Maintain 4,000 feet until established on the final approach course. Cleared ILS runway 25 left.
Flight present heading 4,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 25 left. Turkish 13 Uniform Heavy.
London radar, Conda 4356. Flight level 100 with the numbers.
Conda 4356 London radar, good morning. QNH 1022. Expect the ILS runway 25 left with the Mach 626 transition.
QNH 1022. Expect the ILS runway 25 left with the Mach
I do,
626
Trixie.
transition. Conda 4356.
I do use a joystick. Let's start our turn now.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, resume normal speed.
Resume normal speed. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
Nope. Nope.
Conda 7 Tango November. Contact Frankfurt Tower 136.5.
Over to Tower 136.5. Conda 7 Tango November.
So descent checklist below 10,000, seatbelt signs are on, landing lights on, and wing lights are on. Now for the landing. Landing system on. I got an OTAS Warthog from Thrustmaster. I got the throttling system and the joystick, but I also have the Thrustmaster Airbus. I just prefer the sturdiness of the Warthog.
Descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1022, Thunder 4356.
Turkish 13 Uniform Heavy, contact Frankfurt Tower 119.905. Have a good morning.
Contact Tower 119.905. Turkish 13 Uniform Heavy.
London radar. Thunder 5 Alpha Kilo. Flight level 130 with information Kilo. Condor 5 Alpha Kilo London radar. QNH 1022 expect the ILS Zulu runway 25 right with the Mach 426 transition. QNH 1022 expect ILS Zulu runway 25 right with the Mach 426 transition. Condor 5 Alpha Kilo. Condor 4264, 6 miles from the F9 and 01, turn right, heading 245, maintain 3,000 feet until established on the final approach course, cleared RNAV X-ray runway 25 left.
Turn right, heading 245, 3,000 feet until established, cleared RNAV X-ray runway 25 left, Condor 4264.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful country, lots of trees, lots of green. Alright, let's go for the ILS approach. Plane will dance a little bit. Altimeter set local 1022. Set and cross-checked. We still cannot see the runway. Oh, it's right there. So remember, it's the one on the left.
Mallet 301 Vict, 10 miles from the F480, fly present heading, maintain 5,000 feet until established on the final approach course, cleared ILS Zulu runway 25 right.
Fly present heading, 5,000 feet
Another
until
plane for
established,
25
cleared
right.
ILS Zulu runway 25 right, Mallet 301 Vict.
This one sounds like a private jet or something. Mallet 301 Victor. Let's go for our landing performance. Runway 25 Lima. Let's trust that wind. We're gonna set flaps 3. Brake low. Reverse on. Compute. So VAP is 151 knots. Well, let's go for low. We got alt and altitude is still holding, glide slope is armed, localizer is established. We're going to reduce our speed to 180 knots. I'm going to set flaps 2. Speed check flaps 2. It's actually telling me to go a little below 180, but I'm going to stick 180 because I want to lower this nose so I can see the runway better. And it's a wonderful thing to see such a huge plane floating like it's nothing. And it looks like we're not that fast, but
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, 8 miles from the F680, turn left, heading 245, maintain 4,000 feet until established on the final approach course. Cleared ILS runway 25 left.
So we're clear for the ILS?
Heading 245, 4,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 25 left. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
So we're clear for the ILS. We're still below the glide path, so we're not established yet.
Flight level 110 with the numbers.
It's a very long approach.
Austrian 205 Delta Lorne and radar. Good morning.
We're probably going to stick to this altitude for the next 10 miles.
626 transition.
Let's see if we can see the airport right now. There it is. The runways are visible, the scenery is awful, but that's our runway right there. 25 Lima.
97 Foxtrot, 9 miles from the F480, fly present heading, maintain 5,000 feet until established on the final approach curve, cleared ILS Zulu runway 25 right.
Fly present heading, 5,000 feet until established, cleared ILS Zulu runway 25 right, Lufthansa 97 Foxtrot.
Conda 4264, contact Frankfurt Tower 119.905, bye-bye.
Sorry about that.
Tower 119.905, Conda 4264.
Mallet 301 Vict, contact Frankfurt Tower 136.5.
Contact Tower 136.5, Mallet 301 Vict. Have a good morning.
No, the scenery is alright, it's just not drawn, it's too far. It looks so blurry, but it will get better as we get closer, trust me. That's just the terrain level of detail. You can't go crazy, like you can extend the way the scenery is drawn, but it will kill your FPSs. So look at those buildings, they're all messed up over the distance because you're not supposed to be zoomed in this far. So it looks like a mess. As you go further, look, it doesn't look that bad from far away. But as the plane draws near, these scenery items will start becoming a little more clear, they start to be drawn more clear. So let's go to VAP, which is 151.
QNH1022 expect ILS Zulu runway 25 right with the Macron
Speed check flaps 3.
CityJet 217.
Flap set. Where our TAT is 3 degrees, so we'll keep engine anti-ice on. You see the airport dependencies are starting to draw in. See that? So that's just the way Flight Simulator saves your memory. Not your personal memory, your computer. Glide slope star, we are intercepting.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, established on final approach.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, affirmative. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, contact Frankfurt Tower 119.905.
Over to Tower 119.905.
That's Frankfurt City.
X-ray Heavy.
Very busy city. See how all this is all a huge mess if you zoom in, so But as the plane approaches, things become more defined.
Continue.
Local. Lufthansa
Continue, but not clear
heavy.
to land yet. So let's lower the gear now.
Panda 4264, Mania ground 121.955. Have a good morning.
We have a crosswind from our right, that's why the plane's crabbing. So this is the center point right here. So the plane's crabbing to keep up with the wind coming from the right. But we are heading towards runway 25 Lima, that one over there. Gear down 3 green, landing checklist, EFIS as required, and the terrain we can set up on co-pilot. 2500 check. External lights set all. Nose wheel lights set for takeoff. Auto brakes are set to low. Spoilers. Oops. Oh my god. Did I shut down the engine? I did.
2000.
Oh my god. That's a big no-no. That's why you need to be careful where you press. This plane can easily land with just 3 engines. I just don't want to take chances. Landing flaps set. Landing memo. Spoilers. I didn't arm the spoilers. Spoilers armed. Now they're armed. And cabin. Let's call them in. We're still not clear to land though. Right, we got engines back. My bad. Are we? Ah, there it is. Clear to land.
1320 at 7. Runway 25 left, clear to land.
Clear to
Runway
land.
25 left, clear to land. Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy.
Autopilot off. We got crosswind coming from the right. So we are expecting to crab a little. Not by much.
1000.
1000 check. Just follow the flight director. Flight director is your friend. This is a big plane, remember. I'm making very slight corrections. 500 check.
400.
400 check. Check. Now we're going
100 above. 200. Minimum.
Continue. Little low.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Smooth. Reverse on. Auto brake set. .80 knots, auto brakes off.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy, exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway.
Exit here.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray heavy.
Very nice landing, considering. Yep, it was Christopher. Start APU.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, contact ground 121.955.
Ground 121.955. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Request taxi to assigned gate.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, Cape Bravo 43 taxi via Mike 21, Nick. Hold short runway 25 send on.
Cape Bravo 43 via Mike 21, Mike. Hold short runway 25 center.
So this is 25 center, right?
Heavy.
Can't really see. I think it's 25, waiting to cross.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy. Holding short 25 center.
Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy, cross runway 25 center at Lima 9. Continue taxi via Mike 21, make Lima 9 near November
APU is
3.
available.
Cross runway 25 center at Lima 9. Continue taxi via Mike 21, Mike, Lima 9, Le, November 3. Lufthansa 346 X-ray Heavy.
I'm going to need the map here. So we need to, oh, we need to turn back. All right, so it's this way around. So this is a taxiway, this is not a runway. It's such a big taxiway, it looks like a runway to me. Big plane. Alright. Flight directors off. Landing system off. Constraints off. Just clearing up the mess. Or the kitchen.
Lufthansa 97 Foxtrot, Gate Victor 153 taxi via Papa 20, Papa, November 11, November.
Gate Victor 153 via Papa 20.
So we need to go all the way.
November 11, November. Lufthansa 97 Foxtrot.
So another huge taxi, but this is justifiable because Frankfurt is a big airport, unlike Cape Town. So I'm going to show you what we need to do here. Let's not veer off the runway. So where are we? So this is a little hard to see, but we need to go through this taxiway right here. We just landed on 25 right. And we need to go, this is 25 center, so we need to go all the way to Mike 6 over there. Or Mike 21, not Mike 6. So, oh, it's actually right here. So we're going to turn here. Yeah, that's 25 center. This is the one we should have crossed back where we were. So we should have crossed here, and we should be on this. We should have crossed back there. So we should have crossed here. I can't zoom in and drive at the same time, so guys, I'll explain later. So basically we should have been on that taxiway up front already. There's an aircraft right there waiting for me to cross. Hang in there, buddy. You'll take off. Alright, now we should have been on this taxiway back then, but I completely messed up and thought that was the runway. And yet that was just a taxiway. It happens. As long as you don't confuse the other way around. Don't confuse the taxiway for the runway and start to take off roll on the taxiway. There he goes. Sorry about that, little one. MD-80. From an unknown company. And our gate should be somewhere behind this gate here. This gate area. And now we're going to turn to Lima and then November 3 for gate 12.5. Actually, which gate is it? Don't want to overshoot. Gate Victor 153. Now, this is our turn here. Someone's landing now. Yeah, it is. I'm looking at my Beyond ATC map to turn, otherwise I'll be completely amiss.
Tango 5 Alpha Kilo, gate Victor 163, taxiway Papa 20, headed November 11, November. Gate Victor 163 via Papa 20, Pepper, November 11, November. Tango 5 Alpha Kilo.
Alright, so now we are going to go forward past this Turkish guy. Should be to our left. So Victor 163, sorry, 153. We can close this. So it's right next to that Dreamliner, to my left. Just making sure I'm on the center line, otherwise I may hit a random tail.
Conda 2 November X-ray, gate Victor 172, taxiway Mike 23,
so
mate, NP1,
B43,
November 15, November. Gate Victor 172,
B48,
23, Mike,
that's the one.
November 15, November.
No VGGS, so I suppose GSX didn't load the correct gate. Yep, so it's gonna be Victor. Hello. Oh my, Victor ramp. (153). That's too small. Is this the one? No. So we need to go to Bravo 43 then. Oh my god. Bravo 43. No. And there it is. Alright. This is where the map was pointing me, but
hold short runway 25
it told me a totally different gate for me.
Short runway 25 Austrian 205 Delta.
Unless it's for another aircraft, and I was thinking it was for me. Here we go. Let's go for the preferred outside view. Look at that. Totally askew. There we go. Going forward now. Come on. Come on. Completely forgot about the external lights. Come on, little one. Stop. Set parking brake. Okay. Ground services. Set the jocks on. We got bleed. Engine NTIs turned off. We completely didn't turn off the radar. That's a big no-no. And that's good. 1, 2. Three, 4. External power on.
Tuna 744, Date Charlie 5 taxi via Mike 23, mid ENT1 Denti, year November 3.
Date Charlie 5 via Mike 23, late ENT1, ENT, year November
Alright,
3.
waiting NTI, CPU bleed off. CPU bleed on. Parking brakes set.
And H1022.
No need for this any further. Let's request deboarding.
Deboarding requested.
Alright, parking brake is set. Navigates to set off. FCU reset. Give me a moment just to reset it. Done. Oh no, it's the freaking doors. Flight directors 1 and 2 are off. ND, ARC-10, ARC-10 and ARC-10. NTIs is off. Engine master switch is set off. Engine mode selected norm. Fuel pumps set off. So. Oops.
CDJ 217, Gate Delta 1 Alpha, taxi via Papa 20, Papa November 11, here November 3, November.
Gate Delta 1 Alpha via Papa 20, Papa November 11, November 3, November.
Yeah, alright.
CDJ 217.
Beacon set off. Seatbelt signs are off. APU master switch set off. External power set on. Transponder is set standby as it is, and cockpit door open. Alright guys,
Thunder 5 Alpha Kilo.
this has been our flight out of Cape Town. Let's go view the cargo.
Alpha Kilo. Thunder 5 Alpha Kilo. Continue taxi. Continue taxi. Thunder 5 Alpha Kilo.
So the gates didn't move in for some reason. Sometimes that happens. Maybe it went for L2. Oh yeah, it's on L2. Finally moved to L2. So these are the containers. Told you, man. Containers are closed, but if this is what you want to see, Drexy, be my guest. Welcome to Frankfurt, Germany. This has been a very pleasant flight out of Cape Town. Hopefully my next flight will be a little closer, but I'm hoping that I may have a nice surprise for you guys. I'm rooting for it, not sure if I'm going to get it. If not, I will still make a flight during this week. not on Thursday as usual. I'll probably make one on Wednesday, one day earlier. Definitely not tomorrow, unless something happens, which I'm not going to say. But if not, I will do one on Wednesday and hopefully on Friday. We'll see. Between then and now, I'll let you guys know. So, thank you all for coming. Thank you. Let's see if I'm not forgetting anybody. Thank you, Trexie, of course. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, Denise. Thank you. Who else? There was someone else. Oh, where is he? So many people talking today. It's good. Thank you to Alcantara Spotter. Thank you to Dassault Aviation. Thank you to Andrew, of course, and Angelo Centro. All these people attended my chat, and I thank you very much for doing so. This has been my very pleasant flight out of Cape Town, flying the wonderful Airbus A340-600 by Aerosoft and Toliss. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I enjoyed it as well. The next flight will be out of Frankfurt, of course. The airplane that I'm going to take, it's going to be a nice little mystery for you guys to discover. But you have to wait and see if it's the one I want or an improvised one. In any case, guys, remember, leave a like, that really helps. Subscribe, of course, and share with your friends. And if you feel like it, you can also donate via Buy Me a Coffee. There's a link in the description. And I'll see you guys next time. And thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. It's now more than 530 subscribers on this channel. That's amazing. I couldn't expect that if anybody asked me a few months ago. I would never expect it to be to grow this fast, the channel I mean. And let me just take the audio off before these guys interrupt us again. So I'll see you guys next time. Until then, always remember, there's always the sun shining above those nasty black clouds above your head. Keep your chin up, put your mind into it, and you'll get it done, to be sure. See you next time, guys, and appreciate it. Bye-bye.
I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dreams begun. The world
go ahead, Trexie.
fades out of sight as I soar into
what do you need?
light.
What do you need, Trexie?
The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new.
I don't know. That's the Lufthansa gate back there, so we were supposed to be on that gate, not this one, but that's what we've been assigned to. Not sure. But hey, there's also a Discover low-cost airliner behind us, so anything can happen in my flights, buddy. Cheers.
I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drums begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the